once again. So we've got that's the state of my palette that I use, and as you can see, that's pretty well stacked up with paint. And I was saying yesterday about how sometimes I put so much paint out and it just gets wasted. That's what I mean by that. It just gets wasted and you can't reuse it. So you end up with this big lump of, and I would have to probably get like a, I don't know, like a, whatever they did, a chisel or something to it to shift it. Anyway, I was just saying that last night at the end of a live about how I was just trying to use the last of my paint up that was there, so I didn't waste any. So yeah, what are we on with? We're on with this rose again. So we're on with this one. It's a red one this time, a red rose. So I was doing the leaves in the background last night. So this is kind of like the fence behind. Got the rose, and then we've got some leaves at the bottom. So I've just put some background colours down, and we'll just go with it and see where it goes. See what happens. See what crops up with it. And that's about it, really. Put a bit of white out. And a bit of... Which red was I using? Was I using that red or that red? I don't know. I might have been using that red. Put a bit of that red out for some of the leaves for later on. We've got a little bit of white. I'll put a bit more brown out for the background. Welcome to the live, whoever's just joined. Just doing a bit of painting once again today. And if you're new here, this is generally what tends to happen on my lives, is I'll just be painting and chatting with whoever pops on. So do feel free to say hello and let me know who you are, and subscribe, and give this live a thumbs up, and then we can get more people in the live, and tap the screen and send me some loves. But yeah, if you're new here, welcome. This channel is predominantly about Reiki and mindfulness and meditation and all that good stuff that's really good for your nervous system, to just calm everything down. And that's why I like to come in on and do a live and do some painting, because again, that's really good for your nervous system. It's good for relaxation. It's good for the parasympathetic nervous system. It's good for just balancing and healing your emotional state. So welcome. If that sounds like something that sort of like tickles your fancy a little bit, then do subscribe and check out my playlists and videos and other lives, and lots and lots of content and different playlists over the channel, covering a whole spectrum of different things. So there we go. But all that being said, where do we go today with this? Yo, yo, yo. Dead card. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yo, 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 yo. Again. Does Reiki have any effect other than the placebo effect? It does. It has a very good balancing, healing effect. Whether you want to call that, if that's your idea of it, if you want to call it placebo. But at the end of the day, if it's a placebo effect and it works, then it's not doing any harm and it's doing what it needs to. There's been a lot of experiments done over the years, actually, of kind of people that have practiced Reiki, and they do different experiments and trials on different people with different situations, from operations to mental health symptoms and things like that. And You get various people that are Reiki practitioners, you get various people that practice just a placebo type and aren't Reiki trained, and then you get people that are just doing something but not Reiki. And everyone that has received the Reiki has actually had better effects than everybody else, than the placebo or the other people just doing whatever they're doing. So, yeah. Dead Card is making some trading cards. Ooh. What sort of cards are you making? What sort of, is it characters? What's on them? Is what I'm meaning. What's the mechanism of Reiki? So it's all to do with your energy system, and it's just calming your energy, and it's very much like mindfulness really, and meditation. And it's a bit of a, when you learn Reiki, it's more about self-development. It's a self-healing practice, and a lot of it is based around meditation. And then because in the actual Eastern philosophy of Reiki, there's very little to do with hands-on healing. The majority of it is to do with the philosophy of working on the self and discovering the self and connecting to your great bright light, or your spirit, or your essence, your spark, whatever you want to call it. And that's what the system of Reiki is about. But then once you find that, and you find that level of peace, then you can facilitate healing and holding a space for somebody else. And there's lots of different practices that you use within the system of Reiki to find that, to develop your own like energy. So if there's an energy, we should be able to measure it. Yeah, you can measure it. There's actually a lot of evidence behind that as well, where they've taken, I'm not sure what it is, I'm not sure what sort of camera it is, but they've videoed someone who was a Reiki practitioner and then a client, and they've used the ultraviolet or some sort of, where they've gone up through the full spectrum of rays. And when they're not practicing Reiki, there's nothing there. And when they are practicing Reiki, there's colour in the person's aura and energy field around them. So it is actually shown in videos and in photographs. So you can search that. Do you practice IET? No. Stifler's mom has got it going on. You're worth more than toilet paper. Well, thank you for your comment, and see you later, tosspot. 5 million sperm and you made it out. Fucking hell. It is used in regular healthcare, actually. It's used in a lot of hospitals around the world. A lot of midwives use it. It's used in surgery, pre-op surgery and post-op surgery. It's used in a lot of hospitals around the world because of the health benefits of Reiki, so it is actually used in hospitals. And I do know people that do actually work in hospitals and practice Reiki as well, and hospices. No, it's not part. Obviously, it's not part of the operation, but they do it prior to and after. There's a lot of research gone into. There's a Dr. David Hamilton that's done a lot of research with regards to Reiki, and he's used it on various piss off tosspot, fucking lavishly fat, fat head. There's a lot of evidence and research gone into people that have gone in for an operation, say like a knee surgery or something like that, and they've had Reiki before and they've had Reiki after, and they've had less pain and they've healed quicker, those that have received the Reiki, than those that haven't. So there's lots of evidence out there that it works. But, I'm not here to prove, that it works. It's down for you to find out. Go and find a practitioner and try it. No problem. I'm always here to try and dispel little kind of like myths, because a lot of it doesn't get shown, it doesn't get covered up by the mainstream, because it's a little bit different, and the pharmaceutical industry wouldn't like that. People thinking for themselves and trying to look after their own health. I'm not saying that the Reiki is the solution to everything, but as part of a healthy lifestyle and a balanced lifestyle, mentally and emotionally balanced, as well as physically and spiritually balanced, it does help you overall with other aspects that you use in life, such as exercise and eating right, mindfulness, meditation, Reiki, and just incorporating those into the various aspects of everyday life, and they can help and facilitate your own journey, your own health and well-being, grounding, getting out into the sunshine, walking among trees, because trees have a really good beneficial effect on your health. And again, doctors in Japan, they actually prescribe forest bathing, and say, go out into the forest and walk among the trees, because that will help overall with wherever they are, with the stress and stuff. What are you drawing? So I'm doing this painting of this rose. That's what I'm on with currently. Can you name spiritual teachers, masters that you like? Yeah, I like people like Eckhart Tolle. I like a little bit of Sadhguru, but not loads of his stuff. Mooji, I love Mooji. I love listening to Mooji's talks. Deepak Chopra. I like listening to a lot of Mark Biersky, a lot of information that he shares, and and there's a lot of other people that I follow that aren't kind of as big a names or as mainstream. But yeah, I like a lot of Eckhart Tolle's spiritual stuff, his books and what have you, and the information that he shares and the stuff he does on YouTube. And then I've read a lot of books. Alan Watts is another Zen, into his Zen Buddhism, and follow people like the Dalai Lama, and yeah, I just take what resonates with me and leave what doesn't. But you see lots of stuff. I mean, as people are becoming more kind of spiritually aware and open, you see so much stuff that it gets kind of like filtered down and changed and chopped, and all these different posts created out of it. But you never really know what the original source might be. Do you believe in the afterlife? I do. There's lots of different concepts of the afterlife. And I was watching a video the other day, and it was Daryl Anker that channels Bashar, and somebody asked him about like the afterlife, and basically like what he was saying was like being in the energy form in spirit, that's our natural state. So actually this is more like the afterlife, and when you go back home, when you go to your original place, your place of origin, or the source, or the God source energy, that is your true life. So that's more like the actual way you should be, and this is more of the afterlife. And I kind of get a little bit of that, because that's our home. You know, that's where we, as energy beings, that's where we originate from. But it's not a place as such. It's not a physical place that we can point to and say, oh, it's there. You know, it's a little bit like when Jesus says the kingdom of heaven is within you. It's within you, but it doesn't come with sound that to be perceived, so you can't point at it and say exactly where it is. It's everything. It's just it's energy and form. That's what we are, but it's just an energy. But it's quite an interesting concept, because I did watch another video that I've talked about recently, and it was with Brian Cox, and obviously he's the physicist, and he was going more into the science side of things. So there wasn't much of a spiritual context within the discussion. However, he was asked, what happens after we die? And so his belief, his understanding is that that this is the kind of like the physical being, and this is your vessel for carrying your soul or your consciousness, whatever you want to call it. So once the physical being dies, there's no connection to anything. So his belief is once the physical being dies, then that's it. But obviously energy moves on, and energy doesn't die, it just reintegrates back into itself or into another form. But it's the greatest mystery, and like nobody's ever going to know, and the only time we know is when we do die. So, and that's a little bit like science as well, as he was saying in this discussion, that science is all about trying to push boundaries and try to learn more and try to discover more. And that's the same as what we're doing on a spiritual journey. We're going deep within the self, to discover that dimension that's within there, and then as you go there, you're pushing the boundaries with yourself. So, I mean, they're all interesting concepts, but at the end of the day, nobody knows. And like what I've said recently, like on some of my other lives, that, at the end of the day, we are nothing. We are no thing. Your thoughts are just thoughts. They're nothing. And ultimately, we are no thing. Like if you believe in the spirit and the soul as your true essence, then we're just the vessel carrying stuff, carrying it around. Hi, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Is it cold in your house? No, because the heating's on. Max Lamy, hello. Some really good questions though from people. Some really good ponderings. But I think everybody questions things, don't they? Everybody questions life on some level and wants to know the answers to everything. But all we can do is we can just be kind and compassionate to each other and share love and find peace in the heart, find peace in the soul, find peace in the mind, and with that you spread peace into the world. And that's all we can do. Freezing in my house. I'm on the door and live in Scotland. Oh yeah, my friend's up there actually in Scotland, and I think you've just had snow. It's just started snowing here actually. We've just said sod it and just put the heating on, because we can't live in that in that sort of freezing temperature. Hi, Easy Art School. Hi, friend. I have 122,000 subscribers. Well done, you. Well, if you're not interested in finding peace, then why are you here? Go somewhere else. There's no point. It doesn't bother me. It's your problem. Finley, hi. Your friend Felix. Hello, Felix the cat. Juice D, hello. What are you up to? I'm just doing some painting. I'm just chatting with whoever pops in who has anything sort of meaningful to talk about. I'd love to write as a form of art. Do it. Start it. Why not? Why not just start it? I'm 8. My drawings are amazing. Excellent. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. Painting is a bit challenging for me because it never turns out how I'd like in my head. Yeah, I've had that before. Where I've like wanted to create something. It's never sort of turned out the way that it's meant to, but you just keep going. You just keep doing it. Just practice. Yeah, you can't send pictures on here, unfortunately, but it might be a good thing actually for some of the people that come in the chat and spout off a load of crap. But that in itself is a bit like art, isn't it? You know, you just got to keep going. You're always going to upset someone with what you think or what you believe or what you want to follow, what you want to do. You're not going to please everybody. So all you got to do is just keep doing you, keep moving forward, keep practicing, keep doing what you think is right, and you'll get there in the end. Just be consistent. Just be consistent with yourself. I write one poem a day, but I hope to get more done, but it's almost painful to think too hard for me. I write a lot of poetry, and how deep some of it brings up difficulty to do for a long time. Hard to say. It's intellectually taxing. Well, it will be, because that's a lot. You know, that's a lot of creative energy that you use in one day. So maybe just reduce it and just focus your energies elsewhere and come back to it gradually, rather than doing everything in one go and doing a poem a day. I know you want to get better at it, but sometimes, because I used to I still do occasionally, I write lyrics for songs, and I used to just get like a block, and I wouldn't be able to work out like the lyrics or whatever. So I just stop, have a pause, and give yourself some of that creative space for your kind of like your creative energy to flow again, and then start again a couple of days after. So when I do painting, I'm not like kind of always painting. I'm not always doing music. I kind of like do it in spits and spats, because it's not always there, but it's not always kind of like meant to be there. You need a little bit of space and time to just allow yourself to like re-regulate and let your energy build back up again. Do 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 do. I know. I know. Thank you. God bless you too. I like that effect. I'm always like learning little things as I'm going with my painting as well. Even I've painted for like years, but I always like try and do different things, and I think, oh, I quite like that. That's worked quite nicely just to create a bit of light and a bit of shade. Quite an interesting effect. Might have to try that more on the other leaves that I'm doing. Siem the Reaper, hello. What are you doing? I'm doing some painting. So I'm just on with doing some of the leaves at the minute. I'm just putting some highlights on the leaves. I don't normally paint flowers, but I did one, probably my third painting ago, was a commission for a rose. And I had another one for another rose. And I really enjoyed doing them. So I've decided to do another one, but as a red rose this time, because I enjoy it and it brings me a bit of enjoyment. And it's a nice mindful activity to do, and it just brings a bit of calm to your day. And that's what this channel's all about. It's all about just calming the mind, calming the nervous system, relaxing your energy, finding a little bit of inner peace. I mean, I mentioned that before on here, and I mentioned inner peace, and oh my God, that just sort of opened a whole cacophony of trolls and goblins in the chat box. No, they didn't want to find any inner peace. Them, they were quite happy causing issues. So I let them move on their merry way. You got me. You and me got the same hairline. Solidarity, my receding brother. I know. Hey ho. You know, I've got more hair than my brother, so he's pretty much totally bald now. But not so bad for 45. I'm not doing so bad. Bro, what you doing? I'm painting. You'll never find a bald donkey. It's not bad. Thank you. I'm going to be 40. I feel it. That's the thing about age, isn't it? It's one of them. A lot of people say you're only as old as you feel. And like some days you wake up and you do feel it. And then other days you wake up and you think, oh, actually I feel really, really good today. I feel really positive. I feel really empowered. You feel like you can run a marathon or do something active. But yeah, you get to a point where you have to start listening to your body. And you have to just like, okay, I can't quite do that. But you could try and maybe build up to it. And yeah. Just finished your daily poem. Well done. It's good. Thank you, Reaper. Your hair looks okay. Thank you. It's due for a cut. It's getting a bit long. Actually, I'm starting to look a bit like a hippie. I'll be plaiting it before long. I'll be a Rastafarian. If I knew back then what I know now, boy, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Yeah. That's why they always say life's a teacher. Life's your best teacher, isn't it, eh? You live and learn. They always say that. They live and learn. Yoko Nimomaya. Hello from Japan. Hello, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Never had anyone here from Japan before on a live, so it's an honor and a pleasure to have you here from Japan. What time is it there in Japan? It must be late. Youth is wasted on the young. I'm 23, I can see the seas parting. Oh, is this your poem? You have beautiful eyes, thank you. Very cool. 8:23, oh, I thought it would be later than that actually. The land of the rising sun. I had the chance to buy Bitcoin at 30 cents and waved it away as silly. I still feel the pain. I've never bothered with any of that digital currency. You know, it's just trying to create a pathway for more of this digital ID crap that they're trying to bring in. My poem's too long to fit here, lest I send in parts. East Tennessee, howdy, or welcome. I don't know, what do you see over there? Hi, y'all. Your painting is very beautiful, thank you. Yeah, invest in gold. Yeah. Tennessee, beautiful, beautiful state. When I was about, I don't know how old I was, maybe 23, 24. I went to Nashville. Really, really beautiful, really beautiful. Yeah, did a bit of traveling around the state, really nice. Sarah, hello. Your paintings are very beautiful, thank you. Hey, Sarah. The Reaper is from South Africa, so I'm in the UK, I'm in England. Boiling Frogs in the UK. Sarah subbed, thank you very much. Yeah, if you're new here, please do subscribe. Check me out on my lives later on. I'm going to eventually start going subscriber only on my lives, because I get that many stupid people. That many people that just want to cause offence either to me or others. I don't really give a shit what people say to me, but yeah. But this is like a safe space for people to just be, you know, to just chill out. Most beautiful state. I moved here in 2020. I'll never leave. It is beautiful. It's so open and spacious as well. I mean, yeah, we went to Tennessee, but we did a lot of traveling around. We went like to Lynchburg, to the Jack Daniels brewery, and did a bit of like the touristy sort of stuff, really, and had a look around here, there, and everywhere. And it was really lovely, and the people as well, you know, the American people, and so friendly. So yeah, so it's if you ever want to go anywhere, I would highly recommend giving Tennessee a go. And you know, we went to the Grand Ole Opry and did a lot of that. Where else did we go in Tennessee? We went to the Country Music Hall of Fame. That was really good. I love my music. Love that. Look at all the history that was there. My parents love that sort of stuff. They love Elvis and whatever. They went to his house in Gracelands and Tupelo. I don't know how you pronounce it. So they went there. But yeah, really lovely, beautiful place. You live 20 minutes outside Knoxville. Nice. I loved, like, when we went around on the coaches, like just traveling around the state, and there's all the wooden cabins in the middle of nowhere with the wraparound porches and stuff, with the iconic rocking chair on the porch. And you just think, oh wow, it's just like how you see it on TV. It's beautiful, really beautiful. Because you often think like, oh, it's just on TV. You're not gonna see that when you go there. But when you go there, it is actually like that. You're like, wow, just stunning, and like so green as well. There's like so much greenery and just open space. It's crazy. The amount of, I mean, I know America's a big country, but it's just like the amount of land and space that's there. Where did you move there from, Tracy? Where did you live before? I'd love to go to Japan as well. Is Yoko still here? I'd love to go to Japan and visit there. South Carolina. I'm an RN. I'm a hospice nurse. Yoko's still here. You're happy. Good. Beautiful. Whereabouts in Japan do you live, Yoko? I think Juicy's trying to put their poem down. So clay and sand, irrespective of my choices, made still to find the X that marks the clay where I'll die and shrink, boil and rot, because if fills my hands like glass, cool to the touch and timeless cooking in the palms of my bone and skin, the cracks in the bowl touching the strings, hope just begin so that we can all sleep. Wow. The Reaper, you are the goat? Goat? I don't know what. Japan is on my list. Yeah. A long time ago you lived in Manchester. Wow. So did you move back to Japan, or are you originally Japanese, came to the UK and then went to Japan? How did that come about? It's interesting to find out people's journeys and what took them to various locations. Why did you move from South Carolina, Tracy, and go to Tennessee? What was the calling? Was it work? Was it life? What was it? The Smiths are the greatest band. UK is on your list as well. Goat. Greetings to you. Greetings to you too. I like speak English. I live in Japan now. Cool. I watched a who was it? What's his name? Oh, but there was a guy from Yorkshire, and he'd moved to Japan, and he was living in Japan, and yeah, it was beautiful. It was so peaceful as well. So peaceful where he was. What's the show called? It's with Ben Fogle. New Lives in the Wild. Yeah. Really interesting, really lovely show. He gets to meet some very interesting people that just want to disconnect from society, really, just for their own health and well-being. And I think, Japan and the Japanese culture, it's so different to anywhere else, but it's so peaceful and respectful, and yeah, it's why the Japanese live for so long as well. They have such a different way of being, different type of life. They really do. That's where a lot of the Reiki, obviously the Reiki was founded in Japan by Mikao Usui, but a lot of the beliefs are steeped in Buddhism, Shinto Buddhism, Zen Buddhism, and a lot of that is it's very closely linked to kind of like Ikigai, and just taking a slower aspect of life, and yeah, Taoism as well, a little bit of Taoism and the Eastern philosophies of just slowing down. And I think we're starting to get that, we're starting to connect to that a little bit, but still there's a lot of people that are very resistant to that, because slowing down means being peaceful and being quiet, and a lot of people don't want to listen to their stuff going on. I fell in love with West Tennessee when I was in high school. I'd come here to visit a friend back then. Found my house online Christmas Eve 2019, made an offer and it accepted. Wow, excellent. I see, I love the temple. Have you been to the temple? The Reaper is disconnecting. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking some time to be here and to make some conversation. It's lovely to connect. Hi, Aubrey. My internet connection is bad. Okie dokie. Oh, no problem. But again, if you can be here, be here. If not, then we understand. I understand. And hopefully if you've subscribed, you'll catch me in another live very soon. I try to go live a few times a week to chat to new viewers, potential new subscribers, but eventually I will just be going subscriber only, because I do get a lot of just people just being disrespectful, and it's not fair. It's not fair on anyone. You've subscribed. Good. Thank you. Tell us some of your ghost stories. Oh, crikey. There's been a lot. There's been a lot over the years. Many. You need to meditate more. Your life was so much better when you did. Yeah, it's amazingly powerful way of being able to heal oneself and calm the nervous system. Have you ever been to India? No, I have not. Ghost stories. Let's think about ghost stories. My first proper, wasn't really a ghost story, but it was when my granddad passed away, and I saw him probably like the day after, and he came to visit me. And he just kind of like waved and then moved away. The scariest ghost story is probably when I used to work in the coffee shop, and yeah, that was a really, really, really weird place. And there was there was 3 different points in the shop which were really negative areas to be, and you just didn't want to be in there. So the back of the shop where they had these big freezers, where they kept all the cakes and the pastries and things in. And you always had this feeling that there was somebody right behind you about to just sort of shove you in the freezer. It wasn't a good place. It was an old building, a really old building. I did a lot of research into it after all this stuff started happening. And then I was on stocktake with the manageress, and we had things thrown at us. We had some bottles and things thrown at us, bottles of water. Yeah, that was a bit weird. And many a time we had to do like a stocktake and you were on your own, and you would be sat and you could hear them all around you just talking. You could hear all these voices just talking. Really, really weird place. Very weird, but interesting as well, because I was very interested in ghosts and spirituality. And another scary one was probably where we went on a ghost hunt down a mine. I can't remember what the mine was for. I think it was like for lead or something like that. And we were right down the bottom, and we heard like footsteps coming down the mine, but there was nobody there. We just heard these footsteps, and then we just saw this sort of like image of, I think it was only me and somebody else that saw it, but the image of like this man walking down the mine shaft, and he had like dungarees and a hat and everything on. And he got so far down, we were just about to see him. We could just see him, and then he disappeared. Danny Rayhan, if you weren't a YouTuber, what would you be? Well, I do a bit of everything that I want to be. So I'm an artist as well. So I do art. I'm also a therapist, so I use various therapies such as Reiki and hypnotherapy and EFT and what have you. So I'm a holistic therapist. I'm also a personal trainer, so I do a lot of fitness stuff. And yeah, I've just started back working in the mainstream world as well, to bring a bit of a regular income in. Yeah, and it all combines me. It's all an aspect of me, really. I try and integrate them all together. So yeah. The Reaper's back. Welcome back. Juicy. My scariest ghost story was when me and my friend breaking into an abandoned nunnery to car, and a ton door closed on us on the entrance, and it took 1 hour to get out. All past 5 owners of the building had died. Oh wow. Yeah. I've been to like old castles and things, and what have you, but not a lot really happened in them. They felt a bit eerie, but that was about it really. There wasn't loads of stuff that happened in them. Pyrat, that's an interesting name. Sending all the love and smiles from the universe. Thank you very much. Sending the love back as well. Keep going, you're doing the thing. Trying to. Do you know who the Orthodox Muslim is? No. I don't really follow like a religion as such. What's my favourite outdoor activity? I like walking. I love walking. I used to love fishing as well back in the day. I used to love going fishing. But yeah, but at the minute I've got shin splints in my left leg, so I can't walk as much. I can't walk as far, which is slightly annoying. I'm not really much of a runner. I don't run. I've tried running, but yeah, I'm not really much of a runner. I have to be like really I have to really gear myself up to do anything like that. I have to, so I can concentrate on my breathing, get my breathing right and all that sort of stuff, and I just find it very dull and boring, to be fair, running. But I know a lot of people get a lot out of it, so each to their own. Are you working on something right now? Well, I'm doing this. I'm doing this piece of artwork. It's what I'm working on right now. Why are you running? I'm not. I was just saying that I don't really enjoy it. Because Danny asked what my favourite outdoor activity was. And I was just saying how it wasn't running. I don't really enjoy running. Let me see it again. I'm just on with the leaves at the minute, so yeah, that's where we're at. That's what we're up to at the minute. I'm just putting some of the light and shade on the leaves, bit of detail. Just taking my time with it. I might even sell it as well at some point. Beautiful, very beautiful, thank you. Walking is the best exercise. Absolutely, I love walking. Like I say, I just can't get very far at the minute with my splint in my left leg, shin splints. Why are you painting? Because I enjoy it. I'm legless. Sorry to hear that. I know you enjoy it. It brings peace. Did you had a rough past? I've had my fair share of challenges over the years. I'm sure there's people that have had a lot worse than me, but yeah, I've certainly been challenged with different things like mental health and panic attacks and anxiety, and that's what put me on this journey of like healing, of self-discovery and like spirituality and Reiki, meditation, all that wonderful stuff. And now I just help to support others. But if this helps to, just being here in this calm setting while I'm just painting and just chatting, if that helps people reduce the stress levels as well, then it's all to the good. It's all serving its purpose. It's all in divine plan. But yeah, it's a very good mindful activity. It just helps you to just slow down. It helps you to pause. You just become more aware of the actual activity that you're in and the things that you're actually doing. You don't feel distracted by life. You don't feel distracted by, even though I'm doing this on a live on social media and whatever, but you don't feel distracted by that as such, because you can just concentrate on what you're doing, of being present in the art, being present within yourself. As for me, I have bipolar disorder, and listening to white noise calms me down. Yeah, white noise is really good, really beneficial for anything like that. I used to listen to it quite a lot when I had a lot of like dark thoughts and depression and what have you. I found white noise very beneficial, as well as things like ASMR and singing bowls. All really good tools to just like reduce that, reduce the overthinking, calm the amygdala down, get more into your parasympathetic. Afternoon, sir. You look at peace. From Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies. Thank you very much. I am very much at peace. So thank you for popping in and saying hello. I hope you're well. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day, afternoon, evening, wherever you're messaging from. But yeah, I'm very much at peace. Thank you. Nice and calm, nicely centered. The game said hi game. You listen to beautiful music and go to hot springs and climb mountains for your mental health. That's good, that's nice. Especially the hot springs. That sounds really lovely. Climbing a mountain as well. Yeah, nice. It's now better than getting into the physical body. Focusing on a task, doing something. It really helps you get you grounded, get you into the now. Yeah, it's really lovely. Really, really lovely. Nice bit of detail on them leaves. Do you teach Reiki? I do. Sometimes my mental health gets down, but I'm enjoying my life. Good, as long as you find some enjoyment in something, that's a big step. It's a big step, doing something wholesome, enjoying what you can. Just bringing a little bit of light into each day. Because it's quite easy to get wrapped up in the thought. It's quite easy to get wrapped up in the mind and the ego creating all the usual distractions that it likes to create. It's very easy for you to do that. Yeah, them leaves are coming on quite nicely, if I do say so myself. James Oliver. James Oliver or Oliver? Oliver, I think. Hi, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. Clark Kent, are you good enough for heaven? Ever lied or stolen before? Ever cursed? Ever lusted or hated anyone before? Well, you won't have because you're Superman, right? Oh, can I look at it again? Yes, I'll show you it again before I head off. I'm going to head off in a moment because I've been on for over an hour. I don't normally go on for longer than an hour. So yeah, one last quick look. There we go. I hope you enjoyed this time that you've been here. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and lovely to speak to so many wonderful souls. And hopefully you've subscribed if you enjoyed just your little bit of time with me here today. And it's been wonderful to chat and connect to some new people. So we'll see you again very soon in another video, another live in the ever-present future. So thank you, Yoko. Thank you to everybody, Black and Toast, James Oliver, all the other people that have commented and been here and spent a bit of time with me today. Thank you very much. Much love. Blessings. Take care. Bye for now.